Welcome back to Factorio SpaceX Extreme, where we've just topped 600,000 plates and 300,000 green circuits per minute. We're running at 13,000 blue circuits a minute, only 54,000 red circuits per minute currently. I'm not exactly sure why that one is an issue. I will look into it, but certainly yes, I had to show you our 600,000 plates per minute. That is pretty impressive numbers, I dare say. Module production is finally getting up to decent numbers, so that's 250 to 60,000 here, plus another 80, so that's 340 modules a minute, level 3 modules a minute. That's pretty impressive. We're about to hit 900 million iron plates. That's very good. So, I have actually had to spend quite a bit of time. I've added in another nuclear stack. I have been mucking around with the mods. I've increased the turbine power output by 10, but there's absolutely no way we are getting anything like that, because at 4 we were getting, without this one, we were getting 21 gigawatts. With 10 times we should have been getting sort of 50 gigawatts, but we're not. So there's obviously limiting factors and all of this stuff that I mean, I don't know if it's maybe the mod has an issue, but certainly the main thing for me was to get out of the power issue. I have so much nuclear resources. Let's just have a quick look just so you can see for yourself. Uranium-235, I've got 26,000, so that's going to supply as many of the... Mind you, I've just built this, so it's probably taken a bit of a hit, but we're at 228 at the moment, but we've got no trouble building them, and we never have. We've never run out, we've never come close to running out. We have an endless supply of resources to build more, so really I don't feel I'm doing anything that's untoward here other than try and look after my UPS, which, because our production has now suddenly spiked up over 600,000, we certainly seem to have a bit of a problem with the UPS. But it's probably better, like the difference between 25 and 30 UPS in comparison to 7,000 to 13,000 processing units when they were the hold-up factor. I guess I'm good with that. Let's have a look at some other things, shall we? I have built out the oil processing, although for some reason not all of it is this is the reason up here. These guys are actually built in such a way that, where's heavy supposed to go? Here. This is all down one. What about this lot? They're okay. I need to redo these ones. So these are working. These ones are not. Let's also look at oil in terms of the bars or the barrels. Heavy oil has returned down to 500. Light oil is actually building up, which is a little bit surprising. Petroleum, we have some serious issues with. Are we cracking light to petroleum? We should be. And in fact, I have all of this space. I'm not entirely sure, but it's quite possible I'm supposed to fill this in with more cracking, and we may have to do that. The other thing that I wanted to see in that zone was whether plastic, which we can also see from the bar list, plastic seems to have recovered. So it's really just the petroleum. Let's have a look at our production stats. Fluids, I guess. Petroleum on a minute. Petroleum 871. We're using far more than that though. Light 496. We're using less light, so we could probably add more cracking. So I need to go back to the oil, which I guess doesn't surprise me too much. Probably need a path up here now. But I am glad that at least the energy is finally under control somehow, for some reason. I'm not sure why. And it is way below where it needs to be or should be, but it kind of doesn't make much sense either. Ooh, and another protection field and another fuel cell have launched. As you can see, the astrometrics and command have finished off, so that is good. Oh, I'm way out by, no, I'm by the second nuclear rather. The second nuclear setup. Have we actually exhausted some of these? We have, wow. That was the more minor field though. The more major one is up here. If this one is dying, 4.1, it's not. So it doesn't really matter. There should be plenty of resources. So I think we can leave that. I mean, I don't generally recommend having this spread out a zone, but it's probably not causing too much harm at the moment. I don't want to pick up the belt, but I would like let's see, how does this work? We have one belt somewhere. So what does that mean? Whitelist doesn't say. Blacklist. This isn't actually going to help that much because I'm still going to have to do it kind of in a fine manner like this. So that we don't pick up the belt that's still being used. Is that doing anything? Are there some construction robots that are... well, yeah, apparently. Oh, there's no radar up there. Never mind, we don't need it. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to head over to the oil and we are going to fix up the problems we have noted. You are going to the oil. I need you to stop. Whoops. Stop for me, so I can catch a ride. I really should have probably built a public transport system by now, but we are kind of in the last phases of the game, so I'm not sure if that is ever going to get done in this playthrough. So yeah, let's not worry about it for now. There's other things of priority. Let's keep working on getting the oil the way we want it, and then post oil I have some mining things that need some attention. See if we're still doing a glorious 600,000 plates. We most certainly are. In fact, it's about 616,000 plates at this point. I don't get why red circuits is dropping. Oops, please, not the one that I was after. If red circuits... Wow, green circuits is down there as well. Green circuits is only 3/4 of a mil. I'm not quite sure why green circuits is so far down, but that's probably what's holding up red circuits. And these are dropping off at the moment as well. So it's not just oil that is causing us issues, but that's fine. Okay, so let's get rid of this guy. Work out what's gone wrong here, which we already know. Basically, this lot is slightly too high up. Needs to be lowered by 1. Which is kind of annoying. So that's the rest of that one. Lots of obstacles to dodge while we do this cleanup. It will be worth it in the end, though, rest assured. This is the final section, is it? I think so. Sometimes it is a little bit hard to see exactly what's going on when you place these blueprints, so with a bit of luck we'll actually have a clear section to try again for these 4. We certainly should have all the components, so that side of things should be quite easy to get right. Now we need to line up with this properly. What did I do with that oil? Oh, I see. That is the problem. Well, in that case, what we will do is we will just borrow that. This guy right there is in the way. So that should work a little bit better. We're still clearing some stuff up here. Ooh. Might just wait for them to clear out these boxes for me and then add in the extra oil. Having full refining will certainly help with our cause. And then we can go back to the light oil. Our last few remaining, like the fuel cells, the one extra fuel cell, that's not such a big deal, but the thrusters, FTL drive, protection fields, and fusion reactors, they do seem to be likely to take quite a lot longer to finish off. Especially at under half speed. I didn't really want to get back into the 20s with UPS, but it's happened anyway. Great, it looks like we can probably fit another pattern, another one of these down. Now I just want to make sure that we do in fact have enough room up here. We do seem to. So that feeds in the empties, that feeds out the full ones. It is operating, so there you go. There's a heavy, there's a light, and this is petroleum. We are getting some. These guys need to go away. Let's install that. And that. And then quickly get rid of these bits that we clearly don't want. Whoops, we did want that bit. Let's open this up. We don't want these bits here, or these, or let's do that. Okay, and these things can go away. Don't know if we need that. Okay, so let's check the barrels. Well, it looks like we've got plenty of plastic now. Petroleum is still very weak. Crude is kind of hanging in there. Petroleum is very weak. Okay, so the only other thing that we can do to boost petroleum is not head up to the refineries, but head down to where the light cracking is. It looks like we never finished off the light cracking rows. Which we probably should do. So this makes petroleum at the end. I don't think any speed modules or anything will speed up that process. Just doesn't look like it's ever going to get petroleum back in the black. Okay then, in that case, oh, I can't copy that. I'll just copy one of these sections. Don't really need that again, or I might do. Well, I can always redo it if I do. Whoops, what did I do? I don't know. Just grab a new blueprint, that's fine. Okay, so we want from there to there, basically. And that's it. That is the oil filled out. We're probably missing all sorts of things, mainly chemical plants. It's suggesting 40, but I suspect it's more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I guess we may have had some locally. Probably means we don't have enough modules. How many modules go in one of them? Looks like 3. Turn that off. Okay, so what are we missing? We are missing, this is claiming 55. Let's say 60 of the chemical plants, because that seems about right. What else? Let's say 100 beacons. So 100 times 2 is 200 of these guys, and this one times 3 is 180. What else are we missing? We are missing, let's say, 250 normal pipe. And let's say 220 of that pipe to ground. Let's say 50 medium poles. Let's get, if we're going to get boxes, let's get a reasonable number, 10 of those. And that could actually be sufficient. Alright. Hopefully that will fill out oil. Now, while we're in the area, we need to fix these intersections that are rubbish. I do have some rail, that's good. What else do I have that I don't need? I don't need all of these, but never mind. With all those nukes in my inventory, I probably need to go and nuke something. It's like a requirement. What's going on with production? It's dropped to a mere 580,000 plates. A mere. Where are you guys going? You're both going straight ahead. Let's have a look at the map mode, see if we can work out what is causing the hold up. Oh, this is interesting, isn't it? So where are you trying to go? You are trying to cross that, but you've actually already crossed it because you're a dumbass. Because that's slightly too far back. So that is actually our hold up. Where am I? I'm up here. Alright, we need to come down. It doesn't take much to get a massive jam on the train network. You know, meanwhile everything else is moving along just dandy. So what is that? That is a rail signal. So what we need to do is just check. That's just a tiny bit of it. Okay, so instead we had a rail signal there. That can move, that can move. This one can get out of this one's way. It's actually able to move even further than that. This is getting out of the way now. This one's moving. Got room in the stacker. What's this guy? It's plates. It's going to the main base. This is oil. It's probably going along here. The other thing I should probably fess up to is I broke the outpost supply over here, so now it's kind of permanently on and broadcasting something silly. I've also depowered this whole area, so we need to be aware of that. I probably need to, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename it X, so that the supply train doesn't attempt to go there, because that's the only real problem. We are getting a little bit of movement now. Any more launches, guys? Any more launches? Thrusters are up to 1/4 of the way. That is something. I don't think there's anything more I can do just here, so if we go back to the map mode, let's run up to the top again and see if we can fix up something else. It'd be really nice to fix this one, but having two trains sitting across it is a bit of an issue. Maybe I can fix this one. So the problem with this one is it's impossible to signal that one there. And I think I have a similar issue somewhere around here. I can't signal in here either. Where are you trying to go? You're trying to go down there as well. There are times when you almost wish for traffic lights. Finally. And, oh no. Come on, out of here. Oh, I don't have my guys on. I may have to back this guy up. Because he's probably too close, because this is what we want. This is slightly annoying. We will probably have to place this guy again, just to have it finish off. Was this deliberate here to stop that, or no, probably not. Probably need to connect up the red and the green. Red and green wire. Okay, that's one of these stops done. That should improve a little bit of throughput here. You're trying to go down. Oh, we've got these really slow legs on, that's why we're hardly moving. I was wondering if the UPS had plummeted again to almost nothing. So fuel cells are at the penultimate one. Very good. So this is a another difficult train thingy. Right, we have broken something. I guess we must have placed this guy. So if we connect that to there, and that one to there, that does provide everything down the path this way. So now if we connect this one, we do seem to have cleared out this area. There we go. Make sure I don't have another train death, even though we're managing them quite well now. So that is two of the very important ones. This one is another very important one to fix. The other ones along here, maybe, but not quite so much. You get a much better throughput through this design than this one, as we have discovered. So let's take stock of the situation. 580,000 plates. Wow, this is way down. And this is a bit low, and this is hopelessly bad. I wonder if that is again an oil thing, and if we are still just waiting on well, petroleum seems to be building up, light's building up. Is our supply train, is that what's holding us up? What are you having trouble getting? Oh, chemical machine plants, huh? Let me see if I'm actually building those anywhere. I should be. Certainly was in the early game. Chem. There's none there. Chemical plant. So there are some there. So the chances are it's a simple case of we're not transporting them between our networks. Like a bit of a scan across. No, it doesn't look particularly promising, does it? So, do I have all of the wherewithal? I do. No, I need to do this locally. So, I mean, you guys have seen me do this before. If we're missing something important, we can just create it on the fly, create a blueprint, drop it down, and everything will be sorted. Okay, so you can have, I guess, 50 of those, and if there's less than 50 of the chemical plants, then you need to pass them on. Quickly blueprint this. Add it to the list. Put the blueprint somewhere where we can just get rid of it because it's served its purpose, and tidy up after ourselves. So that should enable chemical plants to be moved, well, when they get round to it, to be moved from one to the other, and then the supply train will resume. But unfortunately we have reached that point again where we need to say goodbye, and look forward to seeing you next time. So thanks for joining me, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.